While many countries around the world are eager to enhance their relations with India, Canada seems to be actively destroying its amicable relations with India. A Canadian trade mission that had been scheduled to visit India in October with a focus on key issues such as agriculture, food, digital technology, infrastructure, and life sciences was abruptly postponed. This postponement has contributed to the stagnation of trade talks between the two nations. Further, Canada has issued a travel advisory cautioning its citizens against travelling to India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The advisory cites concerns about the risk of terrorism, extremism, civil unrest, and kidnapping in the region. Then, Canada expelled an Indian diplomat. This prompted India to reciprocate by asking a Canadian diplomat to leave the country within 5 days. These actions underscored the significant strain in India-Canada relations at this time. Geopolitical analysts and foreign policy experts are labeling Canada's move as a blunder. In fact, the gravity of this misstep is so apparent that it doesn't require expertise to recognize. Even an ordinary person can discern the mess it has created. Currently, it appears that Justin Trudeau and his government are determined to worsen relations between India and Canada. To understand Canada's stance, it's essential to first learn about Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He served as the leader of an extremist organization known as the Khalistan Tiger Force, which is banned in India. Nijjar was actively involved in promoting the Khalistani referendum in Canada. In June, he was shot and killed in a parking lot at a Gurudwara in Canada by unidentified individuals. It is believed that some of his former associates, who had subsequently become his adversaries, were responsible for his murder. Anyway, Prime Minister Trudeau during a parliamentary session suggested that India might have been involved in the murder of Nijjar in Canada. Canada's foreign minister subsequently echoed these allegations. It's worth noting that there is no concrete evidence to support these claims, and India's Ministry of External Affairs has firmly rejected them. These individuals have failed to substantiate any connection between India and acts of violence on Canadian soil. So, why are they making such grave allegations in the public sphere? Because of a desperate attempt to maintain their hold on power. If I were to ask you where the largest Sikh population resides outside the Indian state of Punjab, the answer would be Canada. Sikhs have assumed a significant role in Canadian politics, with their community being one of the fastest growing religious groups in the country. They enjoy good representation at various levels of government. Now, the new Democratic Party's support is crucial for the survival of Justin Trudeau's government, with Jagmeet Singh at its helm, a well-known Khalistani sympathizer. Trudeau cannot afford to antagonize Jagmeet Singh by adopting a hardline stance against Khalistanis. Consequently, to secure his political standing, Trudeau finds himself compelled to adopt a more lenient approach towards Khalistanis. This raises the question, is it justifiable to jeopardize one's country's relations with India due to a political alliance with Khalistani supporters? If you recall, not long ago, Khalistan supporters in Canada organized a distasteful parade where they celebrated the assassination of former Indian Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. India strongly condemned this offensive display. However, despite India's strong objections, pro-Khalistan groups have continued to receive support from the Canadian government. This persistent disregard for India's concerns can be attributed to vote bank politics, which has emboldened Khalistani elements. As a result, the confidence of Khalistanis in Canada has surged, leading them to openly engage in anti-India activities. These activities include attacks on temples in Canada, the chanting of anti-India slogans during demonstrations outside India's consulate, and the promotion of the Khalistani referendum. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau appears to be repeating the historical mistake made by his father. In 1982, Pierre Trudeau, Justin's father, held the position of the Prime Minister of Canada. During that period, India requested the extradition of Talvinder Parmar, the leader of Babbar Khalsa, who was involved in anti-India activities. However, Pierre Trudeau declined the request for political reasons, allowing anti-India activities to persist without repercussions. This policy had tragic consequences. In 1985, Khalistani extremists placed a bomb on Air India's Kanishka plane, resulting in the loss of 329 lives, with more Canadians perishing than Indians. Regrettably, it appears that the Trudeau government has not learned from this historical tragedy. Even today, Canada maintains a soft stance towards Khalistani elements, publicly levelling serious allegations against India without substantiated evidence. This approach has strained diplomatic relations and provided patronage to Khalistanis, allowing anti-India extremism to thrive under the guise of freedom of expression. The lessons of history should guide us to avoid repeating such grave errors. Maintaining a positive relationship with India is undeniably in Canada's best interest, especially given India's key role in Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy. However, the actions taken by Prime Minister Trudeau appear to be exacerbating tensions between Canada and India. The question that arises is whether it is justifiable to jeopardize the nation's long-term interests for short-term personal gains. When actions lead to significant future losses for the sake of minor present benefits, it can be characterized as a lack of vision. Canadian security agencies have not discovered any concrete evidence to support the allegations made. Thus, the decision to expel diplomats based merely on allegations raises questions about its rationality. Is it acceptable to compromise one's global interests to cater to local voters? What do you think?